How's it going? How is everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. Today is Thursday, May 8th, 2025. I'm a little bit bummed today, just a little bit. Because today was the first day of Sonic Temple. First day of my vacation. I'm taking technically vacation for the 4 days of Sonic Temple. Really, the only 2 days I'm taking vacation are today and tomorrow, because I'm normally off Saturday and Sunday anyhow. So it's not really much of a vacation, but it's a vacation. And my full intention was to go to Sonic Temple today. The headliner, I believe, is Korn tonight, which they put on a great show. Don't get me wrong, it's not somebody I listen to on a regular basis. As opposed to the headliners the next 3 nights. Metallica's headlining tomorrow night and Sunday night. Linkin Park with their new singer Emily Armstrong, who I think is just amazing. Pretty easy on the eyes, too. It's headlining Saturday night, so I'm definitely going to be there for all of that. But I had every intention of going today. When I got home yesterday, Wednesday night, I noticed my dog wasn't there greeting me at the door like she normally is. And then, so I walked in. I was a little concerned. Walked in, and she was still in the bedroom, up on the bed. And it was just weird. Because normally she's either right there as soon as I walk in, or when I walk in, she comes out of the bedroom. She finally, come off the bed, and I noticed when she jumped down, she was very ginger about it. And when she was walking, it was definitely apparent that she was struggling a little bit, in particular with her back legs. So that obviously concerned me very much. So slowly walked her out, and she went outside. When she came back in, she wasn't all excited and wagging her tail and everything, because she normally gets a treat when she comes back in. I gave her a treat anyhow. She ate it. And her water, her water bowl was about empty, so I know she'd been drinking water like she normally does. She normally don't eat a whole lot until I get home, so the food didn't really concern me. But I looked her over real well. I very carefully checked her legs and stuff to see if she whimpered or winced or anything. She didn't seem to be in any actual pain, so I wasn't concerned that she had somehow broken a leg or something like that. But I was still concerned. So I figured, what, I'll give it till the morning. I'll see how she is in the morning. If she's not better, then we're going to go to bed. If she appears to be better, but she's not 100% back to herself, then I'll just skip Sonic Temple the first night, because like I said, I like Korn, but there was only 1 or 2 bands that I was really, really looking forward to seeing tonight. Ginger being one of them. I love them. I can't remember what the other one. The other one was a newer band that I just kind of got hip to here recently. I'd have to look at the lineup again. It escapes me for the moment. But overall, I'm not missing a whole lot by not going today. Anybody going, the other 3 days, I'm still getting more than what I paid for my 4-day pass. So I only paid $260 for my 3-day pass, or 4-day pass. So she seems to be doing a lot better now. She's still a little hesitant when she's trying to jump up onto the bed or up into the bay window and stuff, which is fine, because I've got steps right there going in the bay window. She should use the damn things anyhow. I'm always afraid she's going to jump up in there and not necessarily go through the window, but crash into the window. But she seems to be all right, so I'm not really concerned about going forward. So she's back to her she's back more to herself now. She, her wagging her tail. She's moving a little bit faster. She's, not full out sprinting through the house, but she's, let's say, galloping rather than just walking real hesitantly. So, I think my guess is that she. Hang on. I don't know why that came on, but my guess is she went running through the house or something, or when she went to jump on the bed, she missed and hit the edge of the bed or something. She did something and just kind of bumped herself around a little bit. I have seen her a few times when if she tries to take a corner too fast in the hallway because it's linoleum tile, she'll jump and bump off the wall. So my guess, that's probably what it was. She probably hit something and was it a little, excuse me, a little sore. But I'm looking forward to the next 3 nights of Sonic Temple. I mean, the crazy thing is, I'm the type of person, I almost feel guilty being at home and not at Sonic Temple because I took off work for a vacation for Sonic Temple. But I tell you what, I feel guilty, but I'm not going to stress over it because when you take a vacation, what you do with your vacation, it's yours. It's your vacation. It's a vacation day, whether you go fly out of the country or whether you sit at home in front of the TV all day. That's your choice. If people don't like it, well, I guess they don't like it. Anyway, so that's the news for today. We're opening up this box of 2021 Chronicles draft picks. I've noticed the Walmart here in Piqua, they do have quite a bit of cards. I mean, they have a lot of new plaster box and stuff for 2024 and then 2025, but they also have a lot of older stuff. And most of the older stuff is on sale. So these were on sale for I think $8. So I went over to get some dog food. I actually got a couple of Walmart gift cards that I had to use. So that's what I use them for. I got bottled water, so I can take bottled water with me in a cooler in the car, and then I can take one sealed bottled water into the festival with me, and then I can just refill it at the filling station. They have a couple of spots around the grounds where they're going to have a water fill-up station. So you don't have to sit there and buy bottled water all day, which I think is high marks for that. Because, if it's a warm day, I think tomorrow it's supposed to be upper between 65, 70 degrees. Nice and sunny. A lot of festivals, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't think of having free water fill-up stations. Because obviously, they can make a lot of money by selling the bottled water. Now, they still sell bottled water, but you can, and even if you don't take any with you, then you can pay the $5 or $6 or whatever for the bottled water, and then just refill that one. They didn't have to do that, so I give them a lot of credit. All right, here we go. Obviously, these are going to be almost all rookies. You can pull good stuff out of the year. I don't know whether we have anything good or not. We'll find out. I think I bought a couple of these hanger packs before, so a lot of these I will probably recognize. We have got Corey Kispert on a Luminance. We have got a Davian Mitchell on a Don Russ rated rookie. A lot of these basketball players I won't really recognize. I might recognize their name as having heard of them or seen them before. But as far as how they are as players, I won't know because I don't watch a lot of basketball. We have Trey Mann. We have a Chronicles Charles Bassey. Luminance for Moses Moody. Don Russ, Jalen Johnson, rated rookie. Jalen Suggs, NBA Hoops. Jonathan Kuminga. Isaiah Jackson. I still don't like the looks of how those look like faded. I mean, I know that's how they're supposed to look, but it's just weird. Don Russ, rated rookie for Ayo Dosunmu. Keon Johnson, NBA Hoops. Chronicles for Corey Kispert. Oh, here we've got a refractor for Brandon Boston Jr. It's an optic rated rookie. It's pretty nice. Well, here's a recon for Josh Christopher. A little bit kind of a refractor look to it a little bit. From the Arizona State Sun Devils. Josh Christopher, rated rookie. Moses Moody. This is a, what is this? XR. Alright, we have got Prestige. Jalen Green. So these are just, I mean, base rookies but they're from the Prestige cards. And another Prestige. This is for Moses Moody. That's a good shot. Luminance for Jewel Ayayi. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Ayayi. Brandon Boston Jr. rated rookie. NBA Hoops Scotty Barnes. Chronicles for Franz Wagner. But this first name of Franz, I always think it's probably pronounced Wagner. Luminance for Jaden Springer. Don Russ rated rookie for Josh Christopher. I think we had, 4 of his cards in here? I think we had 4 Moses Moody. Luminance for Luka Garza. Don Russ rated rookie for Moses Moody. You do get a lot of the same players in these, I will say that. You got Jalen Johnson, NBA Hoops. Chronicles for Cameron Thomas. I think that's the first Cameron Thomas we put out there. Two cards left. Luminance for Yvonne Mobley. And the last card is a Don Russ rated rookie for Jalen Green. So, I don't know, probably, I'd say probably the best card, just going by on, like, flash value, I guess, is probably the Optic Refractor for Brandon Boston Jr. I mean, at most, that's probably, again, I don't know, because I don't know basketball a lot, but maybe a couple of bucks. Maybe as high as $5. I mean, there's always I could be way off, and that could be, a sought after player, and that might be a $15 or $20 card. I don't know, but eventually I will get around to looking some of these people up, especially if I ever when I get around to actually listing some of them. These being 2021, I could probably go ahead and look them up, see kind of what they've sold for on eBay, and then go ahead and list them. I mean, at most, I would say most of these, if they sold on eBay, they probably only sold for $1, $1.50, somewhere in there. But if you add that up, consider I only paid $8 for the pack. I could probably easily make my $8 back and then some. So, no real big pulls, nothing real flashy out of there, outside of that Optic Red Rookie. But that's a chance to take with hanger packs. You can pull some real bangers out of there. I have seen it, don't happen often, but I have seen people pull signatures, one of ones, other numbered cards and stuff. But for $8, you can't complain, right? If I didn't need money for, if I had the money I have right now and I didn't need it for the Sonic Temple the next 3 days, I probably would have bought a couple blaster boxes. But I'm going to go enjoy some music over the next few days. Of course, by the time you're watching this, that time is probably come and gone. So, I'd imagine I had a very good time, especially seeing Metallica 2 of those nights, doing extended sets, no repeat weekend. Seeing Linkin Park with, like I said, Emily Armstrong, who I believe is just wow. Not only just her vocal ability, I think she's a good fit for Linkin Park. I know a lot of people out there think, well, they shouldn't call it Linkin Park. To me, that's a bunch of BS. Come on, drop it already. Think of how many bands are out there that don't have their original members. There are some bands out there that don't have any of their original members. And yet, they're still playing the same band. It comes down to how much of a fan somebody is of that band. If it's a band that they're a really huge fan of, you won't hear them saying anything about that band using the same name. Okay, it's just these people that aren't maybe like real big Linkin Park fans that have a problem with them calling themselves Linkin Park without Chester. Even though, if you do your homework, Linkin Park was the band that it is, musically, the type of music they play, even some of the songs that they've recorded with Chester, they had already done without Chester. So, on a musical level, they were already this band before Chester joined. Now, they weren't called Linkin Park to begin with. I think they had one name, and then for a short period of time, I think they went by Hybrid Theory, but because there was already a band called Hybrid Theory, they changed the name to Linkin Park, and Chester came in, and then they recorded, obviously, the Hybrid Theory album. So I don't go along with that. I think I don't see any issue with them calling themselves Linkin Park. Because even if they didn't call themselves Linkin Park, if you would hear any of the songs that they put out so far, if you heard it, you would immediately think, that sounds like Linkin Park. Other band, think of like Black Sabbath. I mean, Black Sabbath was iconic with Ozzy, right? And then when he essentially got kicked out of the band for the period of time they did, and they brought in, I think they had two different singers, but most prominently Ronnie James Dio with the Heaven and Hell album, and was that Heaven and Hell? I know they had Dehumanizer. Pretty sure it was Heaven and Hell. But that was kind of like right in the transition phase. I'm not really where their music really changed, but where they, because both Dio and Ozzy, they had kind of that, they did, albums with Black Sabbath that had that real good, like, older Black Sabbath sound. And then I want to say with Dehumanizer going forward, in particular that album, because it was Ronnie James Dio, you could hear, obviously vocally there was a big difference, but even musically there was a little bit of a difference in their sound compared to before. But nobody ever said anything about that. And then they came back and were touring again with Ozzy. And nobody ever said, well, they shouldn't call themselves Black Sabbath because Ozzy's not in the band. No, nobody said anything about it because it's kick-ass music. So, I don't know. I think people sometimes just like to complain about stuff, honestly. All right. Well, that's it. That's my ranting and rambling and raving for the day. Let me know what you thought about the pack of basketball cards. Hopefully here soon I'll be able to pick up some other stuff. Probably next payday. I should have a decent paycheck. I had like 115 hours for 2 weeks. So it should be a nice check. Although I do need to get the oil change in my car. Because I'm going to take some road trips over the summer. So we'll do that. But then a little extra money, I might buy a couple of blaster boxes of some cards. So subscribe, hit that notification bell. Stay tuned for that. As always, look out for yourself and everyone around you so you have a much better chance of staying safe and healthy. And until the next time, see ya.